hang it up, hang it up. I'm not being biased. If I'm 100, if Tank got his ass whooped, I'm gonna say, you know what? He got his ass whooped.
You know, yeah, Tank is over. He had the lessons, getting his lessons of what he got to do to take us the rest of the way.
Well, this former world champion boxer is accusing Gervonta Davis of ruining the sport.
Floyd Mayweather explained why he thinks Gervonta Davis is finished. He said Tank's recent fight against Lamont Roach showed that he has lost his spark and no longer has the drive to be one of the best boxers in the world.
That has whooped. Easy fight from what I see. And did the guy come out aggressive? I'll say it probably was 4 rounds the guy could have got, but 8 rounds he's getting outboxed. Turn. The name of the game is boxing. The name of the game is not slugging, because when the fight game is over, when boxing is all over, and you hang it up like me.
Meanwhile, Tank Davis has said that Floyd Mayweather never wanted any fighter to be better than him. In an interview, Davis stated, Floyd never wanted anybody to be better than him. This shows that Davis believes Mayweather tries to keep his legacy above others. The relationship between a mentor and student can be complicated, especially when the student's success starts to challenge the mentor's. Davis's comment suggests tension between them, driven by competition and the desire to protect a legacy.
First of all, Floyd don't never want to see no one like a fighter do better than them. How the say Terrence Crawford should fight? Finna be there. That don't make no fucking sense. You don't never want to see nobody be better than him. I'm telling you. You don't never.
Is there like
The last question, guys.
is there like a love-hate like fighter?
Yeah, I love the fighter. Like, I ain't gonna lie, if he was like chill, like he'll be the smoothest, but he's not. You know what I mean? He's a great fighter. And my bad. Cause I don't want to say like he's just a scumbag, but it's like he's a great fighter, and sometimes he can be good, but it's like it's always I'm this.
Former world champion Paulie Malignaggi has criticized Gervonta Tank Davis, saying that Tank has ruined boxing. Malignaggi's comments reflect a larger debate about the state of the sport and how today's fighters are affecting its integrity. Critics like him often worry that boxing has become too commercialized and is moving away from its traditional values. His opinion adds to the ongoing discussion about the future of modern boxing.
This former world champion boxer is accusing Gervonta Davis of ruining the sport. What do you guys think? And who do you think the former world champion is? It's none other than Paulie Malignaggi, or I don't know how to say his name, honestly. I just know that he had that whole thing with Conor McGregor, and then he couldn't even beat Artem Lobov in bare knuckle boxing. So take his words with a grain of salt. But obviously, I do agree with him to some extent. Gervonta Davis has all the skills in the world, but he's not taking the most competitive fights, you know? Lamont Roach, if he had made 4 or 5 defenses at 135, you'd be selling me a little bit. I'd be curious. But no, you're just recycling the same champion. You're not even progressing. You're killing the sport to line your pockets. I defend the sport. I want the best matchups possible. You're not going to entertain me with the B-level matchups just because they're pay-per-views, which makes a lot of sense. You know what I mean? I'm not paying for it. You know, I'm going to stream it like I would think most people are. But yeah, Gervonta Davis, I wouldn't say he's ruining the sport. I think Floyd Mayweather ruined the sport, because every boxer after him just wants to get the easiest fight with the most amount of money.
Some experts believe Floyd Mayweather was jealous of Tank Davis. This suggests there may be tension between them, with Mayweather's competitive nature extending beyond the ring and into his role as a mentor. Jealousy in mentor-student relationships can cause conflicts, especially when the student's success starts to challenge the mentor's legacy.
You actually need to be thankful that your product got pushed out there, because had it not been, Tank might have been fighting in rinky-dink boxing clubs, bruh. We may have never got the opportunity to know who Tank Davis really was. So let's go ahead and start there. Now, Tank, early on, you heard him. He only getting about 10 racks a fight. Floyd is making it to where, yeah, I'm gonna get your mama out this hood, but I'm gonna have you on your knees crawling back to me. You feel me? You're gonna have to get in where you fit in to really earn this bag the same way I did. But what I think was happening was, I think that Floyd Mayweather Jr. was getting a little tad bit jealous of Tank. He saw the potential he knew a dude was capable of. And when you got a fighter like Tank Davis, you don't put him in a position to take a L. You put him in a position to win every fight, to grow the brand. Ultimately, this is your product. Ultimately, you're getting money off of this.
After Gervonta Davis's fight against Lamont Roach, many fans were disappointed and questioned his boxing skills. Observers pointed out that Roach, a lesser-known fighter, gave Davis a tough challenge, raising concerns about his preparation and skill level. This surprising performance gap has sparked discussions about Davis's training, focus, and future in boxing. Both fans and analysts are now rethinking their expectations for his career.
So Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach goes to a majority decision draw, with Tank retaining his WBA lightweight title. Now, I did not score this fight a draw. I had it 7-5 to Lamont Roach. I thought he had the ring generalship and effective pressure. He was landing the jab and effective combinations. Tank, as usual, had a very low output, and he was relying on one big shot. I gave Roach the first 3 rounds, Tank the next 3 rounds, and then Roach 4 the last 6 rounds to win the fight. Not to mention, Tank did take a knee in the middle of the fight. By rule, that should have been considered a knockdown. Yes, it was to get his mouthpiece, and that's why they didn't rule it a knockdown. But anytime a fighter takes a knee, that's a knockdown. And that would have given Roach 1 more point to win the fight. Now, I'm sure they'll run it back. Lamont Roach absolutely deserves a rematch. He just had the fight of his life. He wasn't scared to go toe-to-toe with Tank. Landing his combinations, the bigger counters, and the more effective shots. He definitely deserves a second payday. Now, in the co-main event, Gary Antoine Russell put on an amazing performance. I think he won 11 or 12 rounds against Raia Valenzuela. Great hand speed, good combinations, masterclass to win the WBA title. And then in the featured bout, Alberto Puello beat Sandor Martin to retain his WBC title. He landed the cleaner left hands, definitely won the last 2 to 3 rounds to edge the fight. But overall, good card. I do think Roach won the fight, though.
The boxing community has noticed a double standard in career moves. When Floyd Mayweather left Bob Arum's promotion, it was seen as acceptable. However, when Gervonta Davis wanted to leave Mayweather Promotions, he was called disrespectful. This difference shows the challenges fighters face in making career decisions. It also suggests that a fighter's status and the stories built around them influence how their choices are perceived.
When Floyd left Bob Arum, it's good for them to do it and become their own boss. And then if another guy does it, it's not good for the sport. He's disloyal. And what's wrong with Tank saying he want to be his own boss? And honestly, I've been there. The relationship between them two is very toxic. It's a toxic relationship. It's up and down and up and down. And I'm not going to elaborate to everything that I know, but it's a very toxic relationship. And that's why when I tweet stuff, I don't tweet often, but when I tweet, I may fire off 50 tweets in the day. And that's why when I tweeted certain things about the relationship, Tank retweeted it because he knows. Like, I'm not just going to say what it is. It's a very toxic relationship. It's back and forth. And I think it will serve him best to go and be his own boss.
These debates and controversies show how complicated the boxing world can be, especially when it comes to legacy, mentorship, and career decisions. As Gervonta Davis's journey continues, fans will be watching closely to see how he responds to these challenges. What do you think about this situation? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more boxing updates. Fire Boxing Glove.